Here we go, fade of the week. And no, we do not have Dustin Poirier on the money line. All right, so every week we take Jacob's lock of the week from WeWantPicks.com and we either lock in or we fade it, applying our machine learning system to it. Now, we're going to get into a narrative real quick, okay? We could speculate so much, for instance, about what text message it is McGregor sent to Dana White about who he wants for the White House. UFC White House in Washington, D.C. We believe it's Max Holloway for the BMF title, all right? A rematch with that would be great, okay? Seeing Max Holloway with his front kick, right? Seeing him with his switch stances, seeing him, do well with his jab or taking out McGregor's lead, like that would be exciting, right? But yeah, that's what we think, okay? Or Max Holloway wins this fight and we retire the BMF belt until next year, and it's announced that the UFC will unretire the UFC belt for a fight with John Jones and Alex Pereira for the baddest motherfucker on the planet, right? But I do not see how Dustin Poirier could win this fight, skill for skill, or even on the narrative of things with the UFC. Dana White has a political philosophy. Let's start with his philosophy of life, right? Taoism, and his worldview. He's a realist, okay? Where if he sees a house across the street with blue vinyl siding, he's going to say that's what it is. It's a house across the street with blue vinyl siding. Doesn't matter what time of day the sun is shining on it, or what side of the world you're on, or taking photos of it or videos of it, or what you perceive that house to be like. It's always going to be a house across the street with blue vinyl siding. Okay, and so the reason I mention this is because it would be nice for him to be an idealist of things or pragmatic, but he ain't. And I don't think he likes, I think he prefers someone to lose graciously, okay? Graciously make their exit out of the UFC. We've seen it with the likes of Anderson Silva. We've seen it with the greats, okay? You've seen it with Jose Aldo. You've seen it with, now you're seeing it with Adesanya. You're going to see it with Kamaru Usman. It's just the name of the game, folks, okay? And we've seen it with Henry Cejudo, Demetrius Johnson. You're going to see it with all the best in the world, except for John Jones. So with that said, too, I don't think that he likes the leveraging that fighters could get out of such a showcase, such a stage, man. You imagine what Poirier would be like walking home retired with the BMF belt. Does it play well also in the matchmaking of things if Max Holloway loses this fight as well, right? We just came off killing nearly Justin Gaethje, right? Making a huge name for what most would consider, a pound for pound top 5, pound for pound top 10, right? So, I think that politically, I think philosophically, I think for everything and all its meanings, Max Holloway is definitely the side here, okay? So we are fading Dustin Poirier, and I like Dustin Poirier. We know that Dustin Poirier's got that shoulder, right, roll, that defense. He plays really well. He's got that uppercut, but he's got an Achilles heel, man. He does quirky shit, man. As much as he's great fundamentally, he does things like a hammer fist, standing hammer fist, pistol whipping on Dan Hooker. And I think those things he's going to pay the price for here, trying to entertain the fans. And I think he knows it, right? He ain't grappling. Max Holloway is too big, too tall. Max Holloway, we know, has the volume, now has the strength and power. He used to make up for lack of power and strength in his volume at featherweight because he was undersized. But now that he's filled in, man, he's got it all, man. He's got a front kick to frustrate Dustin Poirier. Poirier's gonna get tight. He's gonna explode. Max Holloway could dictate, how the fight plays out. And Max Holloway's locked in. There's not more we can say, but hoping Dustin Poirier gives the people this one last exit and one for the books for them in remembrance of all the hard work that he's put into the UFC. Now, when it does come to Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway will defeat Conor McGregor 100%. All right, folks. So the lock of the week, the fade of the week is going to be Max Blessed Holloway. You heard it here first. I hope I didn't miss anything. If I did, all you got to do is proschmobets.com, and you'll see not only this, but last week's Jake Matthews and the week prior to that, and all of these Fade of the Week segments that we have on our website. You heard it here first.